Alrighty, everybody. So now we're going to do the limit and cam mates. This is the second problem in chapter 11. This will be the only other problem you need to actually do for homework. But there's some other really good, more complicated assemblies at the end of the chapter. Maybe some fun stuff in there, honestly. You guys may have a good time putting some of those together and trying to figure them out. Please do. Excellent practice. But only the first two problems in chapter 11 are required. So let's jump right into this. What you want to do here is we're going to go to File Open again. Go to the Chapter 11 folder like we did before. Find the Cam and Mates folder or Cam Mates folder. And then, again, make sure you turn on the button to see assembly files down here. This little assembly button. If you have it off, see we only see the parts. Click on the assembly button and here's the Cam Mate and Limit Mate assembly. Click Open. We'll get our assembly with the two parts all kind of cockeyed here. So we're going to start out by putting some mates in. So step 2 again for this problem, we're going to click mate. We're going to minimize the standard mates bar here, and then we're going to open up the advanced mates. Sorry, we're going to do advanced mates. We're going to use the width mate. Select that. We've used this one before, so what you want to do is select the two sides of one piece and then the two sides of the other piece that are supposed to go together. So we'll select the edge of the top here, both sides of it, see them highlighted in blue, and then we're going to select the insides of the box here. Okay, and you can see that top piece center itself in between the two bottom walls here. And then we're going to click the check mark. That's all we want to do is get those centered. And then the next step is going to be to add the cam mate. So the cam mate is going to allow these little pins here to follow this track in the side. So we can lock this and limit it to only move within this slot. It won't be able to go through the walls or anything. It'll allow us to create a path for that. So what we want to do is over here on the mates toolbar, we're going to minimize advanced mates and we're going to open up mechanical mates. So we just did the rack and pinion. Now we want to select the cam button here. Okay, the first one under mechanical. And then up here we need to tell it what the cam path is and what the cam follower is. So the path obviously is going to be this slot. So we'll select the inside surface of the slot here. That's going to automatically select all the way around the slot. That's the boundary there for the cam path. And then we need to select the cam follower, so what's going to be contained within that slot, and that's going to be this pin. So select the cylindrical surface of the pin here. You'll see it move down here, but it's outside the slot. So like we've done with other mates, if you scroll down here, we have our aligned and anti-aligned buttons. Right now it's selected on anti-aligned, which is actually what we want, but you'll see here when I select the aligned, nothing's going to move, nothing changed. And then I'm actually going to select anti-aligned again, and it'll move inside at that point. Not sure why that is exactly, but if you experience that issue, that's what you need to do. You'll see here I can switch back and forth between those, but we want it in the slot. So we've got it there. We'll click the check mark. And then next, they're going to have you create a parallel mate that you're going to suppress again. So what you're going to do is, we're still on the mates toolbar. We just accepted that cam mate that we did. We're going to minimize mechanical mates and go to standard. And here we're going to select parallel. And then we're going to select the top surface of the lid here. What do they actually call this? Part 1 and part 2. Okay, never mind. So we'll select the top face of the lid here, and we're going to select, I'm going to zoom in here. See, I'm going to select this top edge of the box. We want those, you saw it barely move there. We want these surfaces to be parallel. So we'll accept that, and we'll click OK one more time to get out of mates. So those are parallel now. You can see that there. The tabletop and the top edge are parallel. Even gap between them here. So then, like we did before, the parallel mate was to get these surfaces, well, parallel to each other, but it was to get the top positioned where we wanted it. So then we're going to drop down our mates here on the design tree. We're going to go down to the parallel mate we just made. We're going to right click on it and suppress it. We're not actually going to use that one again. So don't move anything. Now that you've suppressed it, don't move anything. Leave it parallel. We're going to add a limit mate now. The limit mate's going to only allow this lid to move from 0 degrees to 90 degrees. So we're going to go to mate, and we're going to select, let's minimize standard mates, and I believe it's under advanced mates. We're going to select the angled mate here, and they want to, this is the starting angle, we're going to set that to 0. Right below that is the maximum angle, we're going to set that to 90. And then here's the minimum angle, and we're going to set that to 0. Then we need to select our surfaces or entities here. So it's going to be, again, just like the parallel mate, we're going to select the top surface here, and we're going to select the top edge of the box. That one highlighted in dark blue or solid blue. The one in the transparent blue is the other surface. So we've got those two selected here, you can see. And then what they don't tell you in the book, this is important, you're going to want to click flip dimension. This is right where we plugged in our start angle, maximum and minimum angle. Click flip dimension and make sure the mate alignment is set to aligned, not anti-aligned. Okay, so we've got them aligned. And then we're going to click the check mark, click the check mark again. And now what we should be able to do is move the lid, and the pin is going to stay in the path here in this slot, and this lid will move from 0 to 90 degrees. A little tricky to figure out how to actually move it with your mouse. If you turn it to the angle I have, and then you're going to kind of grab the edge of the lid here and drag it and kind of move it in a path like this, like you see my mouse moving. That should help it follow the path correctly. It's a little weird, but it'll do it. So we'll grab that. Oh, let's see here. Grab the lid. Oh, of course it's not working. Okay, I need to figure out something's wrong here. Maybe this time I didn't need to flip the dimensions, but I was having trouble with that. So that's not moving how we wanted it. So let's go back to and edit the limit angle that we put. Click edit feature. Let's try unchecking flip dimension. Let's see if that works. There we go. The one time I didn't have to flip it, it worked right. So you can see, if I can get the part to move correctly here, it's like I told you, it's a little tricky, but we should be able, there we go. So it's like a desk lid that flips open. Once you get the movement down here, you can really see it animated. You just got to figure out how to move your mouse to make it all go right. I got to do a bigger U shape here with my mouse as I'm holding it and dragging it right now. But anyway, that's how you'd make that move. So that's your cam and limit mates. Again, you probably won't see these on the CSWA, but you will see some more complicated assemblies and stuff. So definitely do these first two problems. Those are your homework. And then feel free to move on to the next few and learn about how to build a little bit more complex models just for your own benefit. All right. So anyway, that's it for this week. Nice, simple week. Just keep practicing those assemblies and then plan on having a quiz next week. So what I'll do is I'll send you guys a quiz I'll send you a drawing file at 6. We're not going to do assemblies for a quiz yet, just another more complicated single part. So I'll send you guys a drawing file next week at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. So that's going to be the 22nd. Okay. I'll send it at 6. I'll tell you how long you have, and then you guys need to send it to me by email to turn it in. So make sure you're able to get online and you're ready to go with the quiz for next week. All right. Good luck with the homework, and let me know if you guys have any questions.